When I was a kid, I went to waterfall with my family, and I almost fell down when I stepped up on this kind of green plants. I wondered, what is this? Why is it here? Later on, I went to matriculation and I learned about plantae, and I found out, it is the moss, which belongs to the division of Bryophytes. So that brings to our topic today. Assalamualaikum and hi, we are from group 11 and we are going to introduce to all of you about mosses. Our video are divided into 3 parts, which are the preparation of the moss clay model, the information about the mosses, and the explanation about the structure of our clay model. Without further ado, let's get started.
"まだこの世界は僕を飼いならしてたいみたいだ」「望み通りだろう」「美しくもがくよ」「互いの砂時計」「眺めながらキスをしようよ」「さよならから一番遠い場所で待ち合わせよう」ついに時は来た昨日までは序章の序章で飛ばし読みでいいからこっからが僕だよ経験と知識とカビの生えかかった勇気を持って未だかつてないスピードで君のもとへダイブをまどろみの中で生ぬるい甲羅にここでないどっかを夢見たよ教室の窓の外に電車に揺られ運ばれる朝に運命だとか未来とかって言葉がどれだけ手を伸ばそうと届かない場所で僕ら恋をする時計の針も二人を横目に見ながら進むこんな世界を二人で一生いや何生でも
Mosses are bryophytes, and bryophytes are lower plants which reproduce from spores. There are over 15,000 species of mosses that are known. Mosses can be divided into 3 phyla, which are pit mosses, true mosses, and rock mosses. For your information, you can find it everywhere. Most of them live in a land like grassland, rivers, lakes, ponds, and woodlands. Also, there are some mosses that can be found in a dry environment. However, the most ideal environment for the mosses to grow is in a dark, shady, moist, and cool temperature, which is slightly lower than a normal environment's temperature. It can be found less than 6 inches tall, often soft and hairy appearance. Stems are often green when young, with chlorophyll in the cells and turn into a shade of deep, saturated green. They do not have flowers, fruits, or seeds. Instead, they are similar to fungi, which reproduce via spores. Moreover, mosses lack of true roots, but they do have a grasping root-like structure called rhizoids. Bear in mind that rhizoids are not roots and they do not conduct water and nutrient internally, but the mass of rhizoids can conduct water externally by capillary action. They also do not have a vascular tissue, so How are bryophytes different from avascular plants? As we know, vascular plants are able to control their state of hydration using internal mechanism inside the plant itself, so they have lignified vascular tissue that basically bring the water up from the roots to the leaves and other way around. Mosses don't have this system. They do not have a vascular tissue that connects to the leaves. This means that the state of hydration is influenced by the external environment. They cannot do anything about it. If there's not enough water, they live with it. How? By shutting down the metabolism. When it's dry, you can see that their leaves will much lying and folded around the stem and compressed to one another. But once you spray them with water, you can see that they slowly opened up, unfold themselves almost like a flower start to bloom. The above ground part divided into two sections, the gametophyte, which is the lower part, and the sporophyte, the upper part. The gametophyte is the best of the most, with a stem and a soft cluster of leaves. Above of the gametophyte is sporophyte. Sporophyte grows upright, arises from the main tip of the stem, and usually unbranched. Sporophyte consists of the stem, or seta, the spore capsules, and the calyptra, a membranous hood that covered the spore capsule like a hat. So, the spore capsule getting bigger and bigger and become mature. Once they mature, the calyptra will fall off and reveal the spore capsules that has millions of spores.
Hi, Gia here. I'll be presenting about our model. Firstly, as the mosses can be found in any wet and damp environment such as rainforest and even in the drain, so I decided to use Milo powder on top of the plasticine for the base. The interesting part of the Milo powder is it creates a texture for the base. Therefore, this combo creates damp, soil, and crystal rock looks. If you can see the little droplet of a cylinder, it indicates water droplet to make it look like a real damp and wet land. Now let's move on to this part here. I make it to have anchoring and root-like structure. But remember, they are not roots. For your information, the root is the thinner structure here. Be gentle during attaching each component because it might break. As you can see here, the rhizoids are attached to the stem. The color of the stem is green here because they are short, no lignin, and even not woody. So it means that it is fairly weak. Next, the hardest part among all the structure that I made, the leaves. In a dry condition, the leaves are folded into or curled around the stems. Since the state here is wet, I make it look like spreading with recurved tips, as it's supposed to be. Here is the seta, the capsule stalk. It can be 5 to 9 cm long, so I made it into 7 cm long. The model looks like greenish brown color seta here. The real one can be yellowish to reddish brown. On top of the seta is the capsule. It's supposed to have a box-like appearance. The color here is brown to dark reddish brown. The operculum is short big, the one that looks like Kisses chocolate here. Aside than capsule with operculum, we also have calyptra, the last structure here. It is the capsule hood, which can be long, hairy, and looks golden brown. While in mossless plant, calyptra is a cup-shaped structure, which is formed from the archegonium. The calyptra is attached to the capsule, which will protect the sporophyte and will fall off after the capsule matures, whereas the operculum is an apical portion of the moss capsule, which is also a cup-shaped structure. So that's differentiate between the operculum and also calyptra. Now we have reached to the end of the video. We hope that our presentation can be informative and helpful for all of us here. Thank you.